I was in the gynecology building when I discovered that Zhuang Yanzhou was keeping another woman. The man was handsome, and the woman was gentle, maintaining a normal social distance. There was not a hint of ambiguity. My finger rested on the WeChat message I received last night. And I shook my head gently. He chased me for 4 years and we've been married for 3. Who in the doesn't know that Zhuang Yanzhou loves me deeply, pampering me to the point of indulging my every whim. With someone like him, how could there possibly be another woman? I had just thought to hit delete when a familiar voice stopped me in my tracks. Wisdom. I've said from the day I raised you. Hide it well. You can't have children. And you can't let Ruaning know. Give away even a hint, and I will make it impossible for you to stay in the harbor city. You know my methods. The results are in. There's been a change. The man's voice was cold and cruel, leaving no room for mercy. Get rid of it. After a moment of silence, the woman choked out a response. Okay. After a long while, a pain spread from the palm of her hand. Looking down, she realized that her nails had unknowingly dug deep into her palm. I took a deep breath and smiled silently. He did not know that from this moment on, our marriage had come to an end. 1. The door was heavy, and I pushed it open with force. The man and woman in front of the clinic heard the noise and turned their heads together. They saw me. Zhuang Yanzhou saw it was me. A flicker of panic flashed in his eyes, but it quickly turned into concern for me. Ning Ning, are you sick? Zhuang Yanzhou took a few steps to my side, grasped my arm, and anxiously checked me up and down. Seeing that I was fine, he finally breathed a sigh of relief. You scared me to death. I thought my wife wasn't feeling well. He was more concerned about my health than I was. My father died of cancer, and the doctors said there is a certain hereditary risk. He was so scared that he couldn't sleep for several days. Whenever I sneezed, he would nervously monitor my condition. I looked at the man before me, and the tension in his eyes seemed genuine. Ning Ning, when did you come to the hospital? He asked cautiously. I gently pulled away from his embrace. I just arrived not long ago. Didn't you want children? I came for a pre-pregnancy checkup. I waved the list in my hand. What did the doctor say? He held his breath. Everything is normal. Who is she? I pointed at the woman who had stood up nervously at my arrival, wishing she could disappear. Zhuang Yanzhou's gaze fell on me, not sparing her a glance at all. Her. The person known by Jingxing wasn't feeling well, and I happened to pass by, so I brought her to the hospital. He lied without changing his expression. Fu Jingxing. A close friend he had been getting along with in recent years. He discreetly pushed the woman toward Fu Jingxing. He wore a candid expression. If I hadn't overheard their conversation, I wouldn't have detected a single clue. He was deceiving me. As one would a fool, I suppressed the bitterness within, maintaining a calm demeanor. It turns out to be Jingxing's friend. Zhuang Yanzhou noticed my suspicion. He hugged me and turned to look at the woman across from us. I'm sorry, Miss Shen. My wife isn't feeling well, so I'm taking her home. Please contact Jingxing. The woman looked up, a gentle smile forming at the corners of her lips. All right. I've already talked to Jingheng on the phone. Sorry, Mr. Zhuang, for taking up your time. Thank you for helping me. I'll thank you properly another day. Her gaze fell on me, without a hint of estrangement, as if she had never known my identity. Mrs. Zhuang, I'm sorry to disturb you. Understanding and refined. Gentle and courteous. No one would ever think that they have anything. 2. Zhuang Yanzhou carried me to the passenger seat and leaned down, wanting to kiss me. I covered my mouth and turned away. He was tense. Ning Ning, what's wrong? Are you still messing with me? I thought you had let me off easily just now, but it turns out you were waiting for me here. He pinched my nose, looking indulgent. I'm really not used to seeing you being so well-behaved and generous just now. He gently kissed my fingers as he looked down. It's still this side of you that reassures me. As for me, spoiled by him and myself, I always indulge in my own desires. Since I agreed to be with him, whenever he looked at another woman, I would act petulantly and make a fuss. He was in serious pain from it. This time was no exception. I pretended to be coy and sulky. Who told you to send off women without my permission? You're forbidden to touch me. Stop talking nonsense. Lives are at stake. My Ning Ning just has a tough exterior and a soft heart. He carefully fastened my seatbelt and took a special wet wipe to clean my hands. I slightly lowered my head, watching the man busy for me. My eyes misty. Why would someone who loves me like this betray me? Don't look for Jejia anymore. Let me take you home. He started the car, looking at my face with concern. You're not looking too well. I told him in the morning that I needed to accompany my best friend Chen Jejia shopping. Zhuang Yanzhou asked while handing over the thermos, feeding me a sip. The water temperature was just right. He is always like this, preparing warm water every day. Hand-washing the clothes I wear. I left his side for over 2 hours, and he could still bombard me with messages. After 3 years of marriage, aside from business trips, he comes home on time. He wishes he could tie me to his belt. No one thinks he doesn't love me. And neither do I. How can this be? Tears welled up in the corners of my eyes, and I forced them down, gazing at the man in front of me, filled with love. Everything is fake. Fake. I took a deep breath. Go. Before I could finish speaking, his phone notification went off. He didn't look at it, as if it were an insignificant message. My phone rang at the same time. A report card. Just a simple sentence. I'm pregnant. The air in the car suddenly felt a bit thin, making it hard to breathe. I'm pregnant. He was bothering me to have a child last night, and just a few hours later, he had a child with someone else. I stared blankly out the window. Zhuang Yanzhou wanted to say something, but the notification sound rang again. He frowned as he finished reading, turned to me with an apologetic expression. Ning Ning, there's an urgent matter at the company. I can't take you anymore. Really urgent. He nodded, leaning to unbuckle my seatbelt. Sorry, babe. Just take a cab. I instinctively got out of the car, and before I could steady myself, the door slammed shut. The speeding car almost knocked me over. He didn't even glance my way. For the first time, he left me for another woman. 3. The place where he parked was remote, making it hard to catch a ride. I waited for more than an hour under the scorching sun. I must have suffered from heat stroke. My head was throbbing, and I shakily dialed Zhuang Yanzhou's number. He picked up quickly, and my heart lifted with a glimmer of hope. But his voice was just as it always was, soothing me as I made unreasonable demands. Ning Ning, be good. Darling's busy. Be a good girl. Before I could say anything, the call was immediately disconnected. I stared at my phone, a bitter smile escaping my lips, but my husband rushed to another woman's side. I shook off the desire in my heart. I called Chen Jejia. When Jejia reached me, I was drenched in cold sweat, my face pale. She hurriedly jumped out of the car and gave me some water. Where's Zhuang Yanzhou? Is he dead? He threw you to this damn place. He's asking for death. I just held her hand tightly, unable to say a word. Just left the hospital, and was sent back again. The doctor prescribed medication. My phone, which usually gets bombarded with junk messages, has no notifications at all. 4. In the evening, Chen Jejia sent me home. As soon as I walked in the door, Zhuang Yanzhou made a call for the day. Ning Ning, I'm sorry. The issue couldn't be resolved. The secretary made too big of a mistake, and your husband has to work overtime all night. Hello. Eat well. I had Aunt Zhang make your favorite pineapple rice. I looked at the message I had just received on my phone. He promised me he would keep the child. Tonight, he will be with me. This was the first time that Zhuang Yanzhou stayed out all night after getting married. No matter how late it was before, or how tired he was, he would always rush back. He would wake me up when I was sound asleep. Ning Ning, I love you. How can I love you so much? I really don't want to go on a business trip. I might as well just hand it over to someone else. He kept pestering me. I got fed up with him and slapped him. I kicked him out of bed. He didn't mind. Getting up from the ground again. Clinging on like a fool. I imagined the look of shock on Chen Jiejia's face when I told her. No one believes that Zhuang Yanzhou could betray me. What do you plan to do? Chen Jiejia wore a serious expression. I don't know. Divorce. I have no solid evidence. If I were to bring up divorce at this moment, Zhuang Yanzhou's temper. He won't agree. He won't admit it. This person is best at being clingy and obstinate, without solid evidence. He will come up with every possible way to make me soften, to make me turn back, unless everything is laid bare for him to see, and unless he catches me in the act. He will try every trick to deceive me, yet I cannot guarantee that I won't soften under his onslaught. Even if I am resolutely determined to get a divorce, with his power, it would be too difficult in the harbor city. I hate him. He isn't thoroughly despicable enough. Or perhaps I still harbor a faint glimmer of hope in my heart. But as I looked at my phone, I could hear the anxious breaths of the man on the other end of the line. In an instant, my conflicted heart sank. Let it be this way. Just one chance. Just this once. As long as he is honest. Zhuang Yanzhou, you haven't lied to me, have you? The man smiled. What are you daydreaming about? When have I ever deceived you? I should hurry back then. No need. I interrupted him. After making up my mind. Yanzhou, I want the money for a pen. To make an investment. Zhuang Yanzhou is a person who is brutal and spares no effort. On the day I got divorced, I could no longer keep my job. He would force me to bow my head in every way he could, cutting off my escape route. I had to prepare early. Invest. Zhuang Yanzhou smiled, his tone light and cheerful. All right. Ning Ning actually wants to do something beyond her interests. Remember, darling, the money your husband makes is for you to spend. What if I lose money? I acted deliberately coy. It's lost. So it's lost. What I've given you is yours to squander as you please. Zhuang Yanzhou's money arrived very quickly. Several hundred million. Double the amount I mentioned. When a man does something wrong, he often feels particularly guilty and apprehensive. I quietly transferred the money to an offshore account. 5. Zhuang Yanzhou returned home the next morning. He looked weary and, seeing me standing on the stairs, gave me a hug. My baby, you won't sleep badly without me, will you? It won't happen again. Wait for me. I'll come and take a nap with you. After saying that, he turned and went into the bathroom. I stared blankly at his back. Just now, I was buried in his embrace. And there wasn't a hint of anyone else's scent on him. The style of the clothes he was wearing was exactly the same as yesterday's. He does it so secretly. I dare not think that if I do not leave, for the next few decades, I would be kept in the dark by him. A fool deceived by false happiness. I shivered. The doorbell rang downstairs, and I opened the door. It's Xin Jiwei. She tightly clutched a food box in her hands, her gaze lightly drifting toward me. Sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Zhuang. I didn't know how to thank Mr. Zhuang for specially making congee and bringing it over. I heard Mr. Zhuang stayed up all night. His stomach isn't well, so some congee will make him feel better. The woman looked calm, as if her appearance at my doorstep was perfectly natural. She had deliberately come to provoke me. I didn't move. Ning Ning, who are you talking to? Zhuang Yanzhou, draped in a bathrobe, walked downstairs while drying his hair. Upon seeing Shen Zhihui's face, Zhuang Yanzhou paused. He quickly glanced at me, then slightly lowered the corners of his eyes. His expression inscrutable. It's Miss Shen. Isn't it? Don't do anything unnecessary. I never eat food made by other women. He forcefully snatched the food container from Shen Shiwei's hands and tossed it into the garbage bin. Just go. And don't disturb my wife. He didn't even glance at Shen Shiwei's tearful face and slammed the door shut. Who eats seafood porridge so early in the morning? Acting all sentimental. He grasped my hand. What kind of woman is Fu Jingxing looking for? A lunatic. I remained silent. He lowered his head and stared into my eyes intently. You didn't think too much, did you? I pulled away from his hand. What can I think? Yan Zhou. I'm a bit tired and want to sleep a little more. After saying that, I went straight upstairs. He didn't even open the food box. How would he know the seafood congee was simmered? Zhuang Yanzhou. Oh, Zhuang Yanzhou. Clearly he's already in another woman's bed. Why go to such lengths to deceive me? Zhuang Yanzhou's gaze lingered on me for a while from behind, but he didn't speak again. 10 minutes later, he quietly entered the study. I hid behind the door. On the desk was a bowl of soup, filled with steaming porridge, fresh and delicious. It made one's fingers itch with appetite. He is video chatting with someone. Aren't I the one who told you not to come? If Ning Ning finds out, you're in big trouble. It sounded like a command, but the tone was flirtatious. Congee. Throw it away. Really throw it away. All right. Good. I'm eating. Just so you know, next time you look at me like this, we'll see how I punish you. I leaned weakly against the wall. The last hope in my heart was extinguished. 6. He hung up the phone, quietly got into bed, and held me tightly in his arms. Breathing steadily, I widened my eyes, tangled and torn. I wanted to shake the sleeping person awake, to expose everything, but I still couldn't. I took a sleeping pill. Zhuang Yanzhou had a wolf-like intuition, so he hasn't gone out these days. Just circling around me. Are you okay? He gently held me. Ning Ning has been in a bad mood lately. Nothing is more important than you. He always does this. Knowing exactly how I feel, I sighed. He doesn't go looking for that woman. So I have no chance to find the evidence. So I created an opportunity. The school has arranged summer training in the city. Yan Zhou. Do you want me to go? Zhuang Yanzhou looked over with a puzzled expression. Ning Ning. I've never stopped you from doing what you wanted in the past. You know that. He grasped my hand, gently kissing my fingers, lightly cherishing sweet love, indulgence in the eyes. Go if you want to. I did not overlook the excitement suppressed in his eyes. Just now, he received a photo on his phone. Unlike typical mistresses, there were no tempting women, no pornography, just a simple table set with 4 dishes and a soup. I gazed at my delicate, pale fingers. I have never personally cooked for him, whether in dating or in marriage. He has said that Ning Ning's hands are not meant to serve others. I can't bear to have her do that. My wife should live a life like a princess. He wasn't lying. I married him, and for many things. He took charge himself. It turns out that deep down, he still longed for a virtuous wife and caring mother. 7. The private detective hired by Chen Zhezhou was very efficient. Ning Ning. You need to be mentally prepared. The call that followed took me by surprise. I slowly opened the pictures she sent over, one after another. After watching, my phone slipped from my hand and fell to the ground. Since the time in the hospital, I had already mentally prepared myself. I imagined that when I saw evidence of him entwined with another woman, I might break down and go crazy with sadness. But now, all I feel is fear. He had dinner with Shen Zhihui. He escorted Shen Zhihui home. He took her to the hospital, in public. There were no intimate gestures between them. His gaze at her was completely respectful. They appeared to be just a pair of ordinary acquaintances of the opposite sex. I can imagine how he would look if I laid those things before him and suggested divorce. He would gently lift his head, looking at me like a petulant child. helpless yet indulgent. Ning Ning. Since you think I'm too close to her, I won't pay her any attention from now on. My fault for making you think too much. I didn't live up to it. He would act the same way as he did with other women, becoming jealous. As if she had nothing to do with him. Ning Ning. Did you get it wrong? Chen Jejia sounded a bit hesitant on the other end of the line. Even my best friend can't be sure. Zhuang Yanzhou did really well. How could it possibly be a mistake? I tapped into WeChat with my hand. New photos. A luxurious private club. Clothes men and women. Zhuang Yanzhou once took me there. I was very uncomfortable there and returned with a high fever. At that time, he gently kissed my forehead. You really are sensitive. I can't take you there again. I can't bear to see you suffer. I have never set foot in this secret garden of his and his friends again. 8. The door of the box was not closed tightly, as if someone had intentionally left a gap. I closed the umbrella. Zhou Gu, you really have that woman Shen Jiwei kept by your side. Are you not afraid that Ning Ning will find out about your quarrel with you? Someone asked. Why should I be afraid? So you all should keep your mouths shut. Ning Ning knows. She's upset. I will die. Zhuang Yanzhou's voice was suppressed. I don't understand. You clearly love Sister Ning Ning so much. How could you keep Shen Jiwei on the side? I look at her over and over, and I can't see what's so good about her. She's not even as beautiful as Sister Ning Ning. What do you all know? The man chuckled. I'm used to eating big fish and meat. But occasionally I also want to try some light porridge and side dishes. Even though I was psychologically prepared, hearing Zhuang Yanzhou's words still pierced my heart like a needle. Ning Ning is good at everything. But she is spoiled and willful. It makes me tired to pamper her. I want to see what a virtuous wife and mother tastes like. I understand. The people around were enlightened. To marry a willful wife, yet desire a gentle and tender confidant. But why deceive with love? I blinked, suppressing the dryness in my eyes, and pushed open the door to the private room. Zhuang Yanzhou looked like someone I had never seen before. He lounged lazily on the sofa, a cigarette dangling from his mouth, casually tossing out a card, wild and unrestrained. Infinitely charming. He heard some noise but didn't look up, just casually asked, seemingly unconcerned, "Why did you take so long?" Since I entered the private room, it had been completely quiet. No one spoke, and he realized something was off. Lifting his head, "Old wife, why are you here?" Zhuang Yanzhou looked flustered. The cigarette dropped to the ground, and he jumped up as if burned, crossing the table to grab my hand. "When did you arrive? Did you hear anything?" Before I could answer, he changed the subject. "It's raining outside. You called me, so I came back. Ning Ning, I ache for you when you're sick." He held my icy hands tightly, covering them with warmth. I stared intently into his eyes, my mouth opening dryly. "You just said, who went out?" Zhuang Yanzhou opened his mouth, but before he could say anything, the door of the private room was pushed open. Chen Jiwei stood quietly by the door. I asked cautiously, "So it was her. How did she get here?" "She was brought over by Jingxing. I won't interfere any further. She's just an irrelevant person. After all, what you should be looking at is your husband, me." Zhuang Yanzhou spoke with a carefree demeanor. "All right, Ning Ning. I know that when you can't see me, you think of me. I miss you too, darling. Let's go home." The woman's face turned pale, and a fleeting look of disappointment appeared in her eyes. I gently pushed him away, smiling sweetly. "All right. Jia Jia and I were passing by and got the whim to come up and see what you all were playing. So it turns out Sister Ning Ning is here to check on us. Don't worry. Brother Zhou doesn't need us to keep an eye on him. If he dares to get even a hint of a woman on him, do you think your nose would let it go? My nose has always been effective. If he has even a trace of a woman's perfume on him, I can pinpoint exactly which woman it is. He returned home, always feeling fresh and clear. As you can see, if a man wants to hide something from you, there are countless ways to do so. Besides, in Jueji's eyes and heart, there's only you. How could he possibly glance at another woman? His childhood friend helped smooth things over for him. You talk too much. Zhuang Yanzhou punched him. Look down at me. Do you really not need me to take you home? No need. Just have fun. I pondered before speaking. Jiajia wants to see a house. Yanzhou. Give me some money. Without a second thought, he took out a check and signed it. Love me. Love my dog. Buy whatever type of house you want. I held the check and cast a faint glance at Shinjiwei. She slightly lowered her head. Gentle like a shadow, quiet and submissive. 9. Zhuang Yanzhou felt that he had kept me under control, but a month later, he started to stir again. The morning before my birthday, Zhuang Yanzhou looked at me apologetically. Ning Ning, I have to go on a business trip for just one day. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I won't miss your birthday. I really don't want to go. My wife. He kissed my forehead. What gift do you want? I punched his chest. If I say it out loud, it loses its sincerity. You should guess. If I'm not satisfied with what you give, I'll just leave you. Nonsense. How could I not figure out what you want? He refused to acknowledge it. When have I ever failed to give you what you wanted? The gifts he gives have always been to my liking. So this time, he is very confident. I stepped out of his embrace. But this time, I dare to bet that what you gave is wrong. How is that possible? You're underestimating my husband's love for you. If what you sent is wrong, then I won't want you anymore. I stared at him, my expression serious. The man's tall figure stiffened slightly. Then it settled. Once you accept it, you can never bring up not wanting me again. A promise is a promise. He insisted on making a pinky swear with me like a child. When Zhuang Yanzhou's hand was on the doorknob, for some reason, I felt a surge of impulse. Yanzhou, can't you just not go? He looked troubled. Ning Ning. I shut my eyes briefly. Just go. I don't know why, but Zhuang Yanzhou seemed as if he was about to lose something. Wanting to turn back, he paused for a moment, steadying the inexplicable panic. He thought he must have overreacted, yet he held back from turning around. Looking at me, the tenderness in his eyes capable of drowning a person. Ning Ning, you'll stay at home and wait for me, won't you? I nodded. 10. An hour later, the notification bell rang. The man's tie was loosely pulled off, and the suit jacket I had put on him hung on my arm. The woman smiled and took it. This time, it's a few seconds of video. Then came a sentence. He promised to accompany me the day before your birthday. Hua Runing. I am carrying his child. Someday, he will divorce you. I saved it. Zhuang Yanzhou did not notice that a few days ago, I had sent Aunt Zhang, who took care of our daily lives, back to the old house. Then little by little, I packed my personal belongings to Jiajia. What's left over on the surface as my things is just to deceive him. He once asked me why things seem to be missing. I want to get something new. You wouldn't mind spending a little, would you? I acted coy. Of course not. If Ning Ning wants to spend, then spend. I'm actually worried that Ning Ning won't spend enough. But I knew that from the moment I mentioned divorce to him, this man would cut off my cards, sever all my escape routes, and force me to start over with him. I picked up my bag. I silently surveyed the home we had lived in for 3 years. Then, without looking back, I walked out, never to return again. 11. Qin Jejia took me to Yuta Garden, the most famous community in Port City, high-end, private, with excellent confidentiality. Apart from the owner, no one else can enter. 2 households per elevator. The elevator reached the 22nd floor, and Jia Jia escorted me into the room. She looked worried. Can you do it alone? I'll accompany you. Ning Ning. My pale face made her worried. I declined her kindness. No need. Jia Jia. You should go back. I want to face it myself. This is the person I've chosen. My marriage. In the face of failure, I cannot back down. Otherwise, I will toss and turn restlessly for the rest of my life due to my weakness. She silently hugged me and turned to leave. I sat on the floor with my knees drawn up, gazing into the deep night. It wasn't easy to let go of the grand banquet and the boat. He was overly good to me. I remember when the out-of-control car came racing towards us. He held me tightly in his arms, shielding me from a single scratch. He always kept track of my menstrual cycle, making soup for me like a devoted mother. He warmed up the clothes I would wear every day, even while sleeping. He would hold my hand tightly. We argued, fought over breaking up, and he couldn't sleep all night, standing downstairs from my dorm, waiting and waiting until he finally calmed me down. He married me and gave me a grand wedding. Why? Why is it so clear that we love each other? Why? I just can't understand. There were 1 or 2 times when I weakly thought about whether I should give him a chance. But no matter how beautiful the feelings were, once torn apart, what was pieced back together was nothing more than a damaged remnant. I don't want to endure sleepless nights tormented every evening. I don't want to be suspicious when he goes out. And I don't want a situation where we both end up hurting each other. I don't want to be pitifully told that it's better to be a good official wife. That men are just playing around. I don't want it this way. The first ray of morning sunlight streamed through the window, and I heard some commotion from across the way. 12. From the moment I learned that Zhuang Yanzhou had hidden Chen Zhihui here, I used that money to buy this house at a high price in the name of Chen Zhejia. They had originally refused to sell no matter what, regardless of the amount offered. My boss is not short on money. However, after hearing my name, he immediately transferred it to me at the original price without a second thought. I slowly opened the door. The passionately intertwined couple shared a lingering kiss. Reluctant to part, hearing the noise, the woman caught sight of me out of the corner of her eye, let out a startled cry, and forcefully shoved the man. Zhuang Yanzhou had his back to me, completely still, with soft footsteps. I carried the familiar scent of Zhuang Yanzhou's perfume. I gently leaned against the doorframe, gazing at the man's rigid silhouette. I thought I would be sad, my hand touching my heart. Complete silence all around. He seemed frozen in place, as if this way, I wouldn't have to confront the fact of being caught in the act. After a long while, I spoke softly. Let's go, Zhuang Yanzhou. Hearing my voice, the man turned around like a puppet pressing a switch, his hands trembling at his waist. He glanced at me in a panic, then defiantly straightened his back. A broken pot can't be mended. Laughing frivolously, Zhihui. He turned to the woman standing at the door, dressed in conservative pajamas. Wait for me to come back. I want to eat seafood congee. Okay. The woman's eyes lit up. Exactly as I had imagined. Zhuang Yanzhou was just like that. He would keep everything hidden, and once truly exposed, he would abandon himself to despair. I held the bag in my hand and pressed the elevator button. He stiffly followed me, not saying a word. Zhuang Yanzhou silently looked at the road ahead, not asking where I was going. I gripped the steering wheel. Very good, Hua Runing. You did well. I understand Zhuang Yanzhou. He has 100 ways to fool me, deceive me, coax me, and then erase all traces of what he has done, leaving me with no evidence. There is only one thing: I have seen it with my own eyes and heard it with my own ears. Only then will he be stunned. Only when he is bewildered will his arrogance and pride reach their peak. He wouldn't hold my hand and never let go. In front of the Civil Affairs Bureau, I gazed at the man with a vacant expression. Get out of the car. The man's voice was hoarse. I didn't bring the marriage certificate. I opened the bag. I brought it. Since I found out about his affair, I had already planned for today. All the documents have been in this bag for quite a while now. 30 minutes later, I stood in front of the staff with him. In front of him was the divorce property division agreement drafted by his lawyer. His smile did not reach his eyes. Ning ning, once you sign, you'll have nothing. What he had his lawyer draft was a clean break agreement. I didn't pause for a moment and wrote quickly. He didn't know how long I had prepared for today. After signing, I handed the pen to him. He stared at the document, not reaching for it. Mission is still waiting for you to have seafood porridge. Zhuang Yanzhou. Sign here. All right. You're ruthless enough. Hua Runing. As you wish. Zhuang Yanzhou gracefully set down his pen. 13. On the day of the divorce, Zhuang Yanzhou made a high-profile announcement on his social media, regaining singlehood. Then the official announcement was made regarding Shen Zhihui. In an instant, my phone was smashed. Ning ning. Has Zhuang Yanzhou gone mad? He didn't plead for mercy. Didn't try to hold on. Didn't beg. Just like that, he left. No, really something. Upon hearing that Zhuang Yanzhou agreed to the divorce without a word, Qin Zhejia sighed. I chuckled softly. She doesn't understand Zhuang Yanzhou. Once he realizes things are beyond repair, he will make one mistake after another. His nature of destroying everything was just what I needed to leave smoothly. He would find various ways to declare to me that he was doing better without me. Stubborn as a wild bull. No. He is like a wild boar blindly thrashing about in the wilderness. I retorted. He was desperately and aimlessly venting the fears within him. That night, I boarded a plane to northern Xinjiang, and my card was frozen at the same time. 14. I spent half a year in the northern frontier. And after 6 months, I was taken onto a plane and returned to the port city. During that half year, Zhuang Yanzhou was never at peace for a single day. He made a high-profile appearance at the Zhuang Group's product launch event with Shen Zhihui. When a reporter asked if good things were on the way, he punched the questioning reporter all the way to the hospital. At the largest auction, he purchased a set of jewelry that I had always admired. The next day, the shimmering green gemstone necklace was around Shen Zhihui's neck. He took her skiing in Hokkaido and to Milan Fashion Week. But later, he became obsessed with extreme sports. He went on an adventure in the primeval forest and was missing for a whole month, almost dying there. The more dangerous the place, the more he wanted to go. On one occasion, he even ran down to the base of Mount Everest to climb the highest snow mountain. Scared, the old gentleman of the finally came forward and took him home. Although many people say that Zhuang Yanzhou has truly fallen in love with Shen Zhihui. Ning ning. Why do I feel like he has gone mad? Why is it that now everyone is into extreme sports? I hung up Zhejia's call. Only those who understand him know that when he is scared and sad, he will recklessly want to destroy everything, including himself. Ning ning. I won't allow you to be soft-hearted. Fu Jingsheng's heavy breathing brushed against my ear, a bit ticklish. On the plane leaving the port city, I ran into Fu Jingsheng. He followed me to Beijiang, and as adults, our eyes couldn't lie to each other. As a man whose figure and looks suited my taste, I had no reason to refuse. In a haze of confusion and passion, we had a child. The unease in the man's eyes makes me want to laugh. No, I never look back. From the day he glanced at another woman, all possibilities were gone. That's good. Anyway, you can't run away. He kissed the ring on my finger. The day Fu Jingxing found out I was pregnant, he dragged me to the local civil affairs bureau to get a marriage certificate. My child cannot be a bastard. Not even for a single day. The man spoke decisively, the excuse being that it was only after the child had been a bastard for a month that he found out. The carefree days in northern Xinjiang were interrupted by the little one in my belly. And Fu Jingxing dragged me onto the plane. The reason was that the old master of the Fu family had spoken, demanding that we hold the wedding immediately. 15. The plane landed smoothly, and Fu Jingxing hesitated to speak. I sighed. Go on. What's the matter? He has been restless since he got on the plane. I told you not to be angry. Ning ning. I've notified all the reporters from the Port City media. They are waiting for you in the airport lobby. I slapped him. Annoying. He had that look on his face as if to say I did it on purpose. That I couldn't wait to declare my territory. Unrepentant. I said nothing as Fu Jingxing carefully supported me out of the cabin. The flashes of cameras were blinding. Countless voices surrounded my ears. Mr. Fu, are you really married to Hua Runing? Aren't you saying that if you can't marry the woman you love, you won't get married for the rest of your life? Do you no longer want your white moonlight? A reporter held a microphone in front of me. Ms. Hua, you just got divorced and are marrying again. Aren't you afraid of jumping into another big pit? The fire pit. Well said. Miss Hua, when you got married, did your ex-husband know? Did you rush to get married just to irritate your ex-husband? I took a reporter's microphone. My eyes fixed on Fu Jingxing. The voice was very cold. Thanks to this journalist. I wouldn't have known about his white moonlight if you hadn't mentioned it. Fu Jingxing's expression changed. He hurriedly grabbed the microphone. Dear everyone, today I solemnly introduce my white moonlight, the one I love, my heart and my liver, my wife, the mother of my children, Ms. Hua Runing. The reporter friends widened their eyes. Showing a look of disdain, the flirtatious man was caught on the spot fabricating lies. Who does he think he's fooling? Thinking the crowd are all idiots. Fu Jingxing dropped a stone on his own foot. He helplessly shrugged his shoulders. My nickname is One Flower. One scene. With a loud bang, the crowd erupted. Everyone knows the infamous reputation of the account Iwa Yai Jingxing on the internet. The disappointing rich second-generation heir secretly loves a married woman and offers a 10 million reward to try and become her mistress. Drawing attention from all over the web, I also watched from the sidelines. At that time, Zhuang Yinzhou was just washing my feet. He didn't even lift his head. Interfering with someone else's relationship. That's easy. Just become friends with his husband. Be around him every day. And I'm sure his husband might develop some feelings. Making it simple to slip in. He added one more sentence. There's no wall that can't be broken down. Only a mistress who doesn't try hard enough. I left the sentence under the post using a small trumpet. I looked at Fu Jingxing. Yeah. This pit has been dug for quite a while. Fu Jingxing wasn't originally in the harbor city. His career was far away in the northern city. At the wedding where I married Zhuang Yinzhou, I had met him once. Later, I heard Zhuang Yinzhou say that the runaway heir of the Fu family had returned. Honestly inheriting the family business and often appearing by his side. So, I looked at him. The house in Yuta Garden belongs to you. Fu Jingxing was pleased. Humph. That house of his was actually my suggestion to buy. 2 units per staircase. I told him it would provide cover. And that fool actually believed it. But I do think you will find it useful. Are you so sure? I didn't believe it. The man smiled, his eyebrows and eyes sparkling. Ning ning. I know you better than you know yourself. And as for Zhuang Yinzhou, a bystander sees clearly. I know him too. I clasped his hand in return. Our palms touching. Warm and pure. Hua Runing. I looked up. Zhuang Yinzhou leaned against the pillar, his gaze fixed on our intertwined hands. After a long while, the corners of his lips curled into a mocking arc. I didn't expect you to use such a petty tactic to provoke me. Stop dreaming. Even if you beg me, I won't look back. The reporter was furious. Mr. Zhuang, you cheated first. How can you talk to your ex-wife like that? Scum. The defense has been thoroughly breached. Utterly breached. I turned my gaze to the man before me, dressed in a perfectly tailored suit. His hair immaculately in place, yet his brows were tightly furrowed. Zhuang Yinzhou, I don't mind you coming to drink the wedding wine of Jingxing and me, I said softly. Something shattered in the man's eyes. Zhuang Yinzhou took 2 steps back. Leaning against the pillar, he quietly looked at me for a while. Flower, if you're okay, don't worry about it. I have wisdom now. 16. When I received the call from Zhuang Yinzhou's childhood friend, I was trying on wedding dresses, the most expensive gown tailored by a top bridal company. There is only one in the world. Mr. Fu had the designer customized this 3 years ago. At that time, he said that this wedding dress might never see the light of day. But unexpectedly, its owner has truly arrived. The designer sighed. I felt distressed. It's a pity I'm short-haired. Ugly. After divorcing Zhuang Yinzhou, I cut my long hair short. It wasn't about cutting ties. Rather, the wind and sand in the northern frontier were too strong, making maintenance a hassle. Fu Jingxing walked over and leaned down. The person in the mirror subtly revealed 2 dimples. How could it possibly be unattractive? A princess escaped from Roman holiday. It was at this moment that the phone rang. I pressed the answer button. Sister-in-law. Come take a look at brother Zhuang. He's not doing well. He doesn't say it, but he's regretting it. You know what kind of person he is. Zhuang Yinzhou's childhood friend pleaded. Don't call her. I'm doing just fine. I have a beauty in my arms. I can do whatever I want. Zhuang Yinzhou's voice was hoarse. Brother Zhuang, please, just swallow your pride. Sister-in-law is soft-hearted. If you did something wrong, just apologize, or you'll regret this. I have nothing to regret. Let her come pick me up. Even through the microphone, one could tell that Zhuang Yinzhou was drunk. Not bad. The firepower is quite strong. I hung up the phone. Since I answered the call, Fu Jingxing had been pacing back and forth, his eyes never leaving my face. Come here. He ran over. What are you thinking? I won't go soft. The man relaxed. 17. I didn't expect that Xin Zhihui would ask me to meet. Zhuang Yinzhou's childhood friend sits across from me with her. I slowly stirred the coffee in my hand, watching the weary woman in front of me. She's not very beautiful, bland like plain water. In the hospital, it's not that Zhuang Yinzhou stands out so much. I just can't see her. Comfortable, gentle, and mild. Suitable for a family. It is said that she is excellent at making soup. Her soup wasn't rich and thick like the specialty of a hotel chef. It was light, with a hint of home. Seeing me silent, the woman across from me spoke in a hoarse voice. You win. Miss Hua, I'm returning him to you. Returning. I raised an eyebrow, watching the corner of her garment that peeked out from behind the screen. The woman trembled as she spoke. Do you know? He committed suicide. Right on the night you returned. He brought me out in style. And he gave me hope, making me believe I could replace you. But his eyes, from the day you discovered him, have never lingered on me. He stays awake night after night, always instinctively calling your name. Every time he goes somewhere, he buys a lot of things, but none of them are things I like. He says they're for his wife. Since you left, he hasn't even dared to go back and take a look at home. He loves you to the point of madness. Please, go back to his side. How absurd and ridiculous. The mistress actually asked the wife for forgiveness on behalf of her lover. I gently threw the spoon onto the dining table. The woman's tears fell drop by drop. Indeed, the girls of the harbor city, who could not love Zhuang Yinzhou, the son of a prestigious family. Exceptionally intelligent, ruthless in his methods, poised and graceful, with a skin-deep intimacy. Even if the initial motives are impure, one will inevitably fall into his embrace. I smiled softly. Miss Xin is mistaken. I never thought that I've won. From the moment his gaze fell upon you, from the day he brought you to the Jade Capital Garden, I became a joke. He turned me into a joke. Women always deceive themselves, pretending to be the official wife, as if the person hasn't been brought before them and kept outside. leaving them with some semblance of dignity. But this is nothing more than burying one's head in the sand. More absurd. More tragic. The face that belongs to my wife has long been torn apart. Destroyed in front of others. So, when his gaze wanders, I am utterly defeated. Every time I think about the countless nights and days I spent without knowing you existed, and how Zhuang Yanzhou turned me into a joke, I cannot let it go. A dirty man. I won't keep. Qin Zhihui stared at me blankly. I glanced at the wobbly screen behind her. You brought her here. Didn't you? I looked toward Zhuang Yanzhou's childhood friend. Have you ever praised her for being gentle and virtuous? The perfect match to be his wife. Zhuang Yanzhou's childhood friend spoke up. Isn't that so? You see, this is just how you men are. He married me. He said he loves my spoiled and willful nature, never lifting a finger, like a sweet and naive princess. Yet he longs for a gentle and virtuous wife. In the port city, when Zhuang Yanzhou speaks, no one dares to contradict him. You brothers have elevated him to the status of a deity. But even so, hasn't he once said that if Hua Runing doesn't understand socializing, he's very tired? After he took me to their secret garden for the first time, he once complained, Ning Ning is fine in every way, but she just can't fit into the social circle, unlike your girlfriend who knows how to socialize. You heard it. Zhuang Yanzhou's childhood friend averted his gaze. He was puzzled. Since you know, then why? I interrupted him. You want to know why I won't change, right? I won't change. Why should I? When he, Zhuang Yanzhou, pursued me, he knew my character, understood everything about me. I have never deceived him. Why should I be the naive woman he needs? If he wants a witty wife, should I just learn to be one? That's not me, you see. I stretched out my hands, delicate fingers, translucent and white. I won't personally cook soup for him, nor will I wash the clothes he changes out of. The dealer didn't go bankrupt, so I won't have to suffer in silence. His dissatisfaction with me is just like this, isn't it? Unable to fulfill his desires, he turns to you, to women like you. He says he loves me, and everyone around him believes he loves me. But so what? You see, when I love him, he is exactly how I love him. He doesn't need to change. If he changes, then I won't love him anymore. I reciprocated his love equally, but he became distracted, so I no longer wanted him. I looked at the woman in front of me. You admire him a lot, don't you? You regard him as the light of your life, so you allow him to do as he pleases. Even, come to ask me, this ex-wife, to come back. But in my eyes, he is so cowardly, selfish, and ridiculous. You can't say that, brother Zhuang. Zhuang Yanzhou's childhood friend couldn't help but retort. He is not ridiculous. How can he not be? He thinks he can summon the wind and rain. Yet he wants to rely on the social connections of the lady. Even if it's not his true intention, it's still his vanity. Is he a strong man? I let out a cold laugh. If he is a true strong man, then even if I were to be wrong, no one would dare to say I was. The screen shattered, revealing Zhuang Yanzhou's pale face. 18. I never knew you viewed me this way. Ning Ning, you actually look at me like this. A madness gathered in his eyes, with crimson at the corners. I glanced at him faintly. Zhuang Yanzhou, it's not me looking at you like this. It's you doing this. I remember. You never said you regretted it. Don't make me underestimate you. I stood up and grabbed my bag. No, don't go. The corner of my clothing was grabbed. Ning Ning, I regret it. I've regretted it for a long time. Please. Don't go. You are so cruel. How can you be so heartless? Zhuang Yanzhou tightly held onto me. No, you don't regret it. I tugged at the hem of my shirt forcefully. You just regret it. You haven't hidden it from me. What you regret is that you thought I would compromise for you. Back down. And entangle myself with you to the end. You just regret that you weren't discreet enough. Zhuang Yinzhou's eyes flickered. I hit the nail on the head of his thoughts. I seem soft and willful on the surface. But in reality, I am very tender-hearted. Moreover, it was evident to anyone that I was very much in love with him, someone I had relied on heavily. He was sure that even if the truth came to light, I would never truly leave him. I spoke each word slowly and clearly. Don't disturb me anymore. Zhuang Yinzhou. I can't accept it. Ning Ning. I can't stand you leaving me. You are mine. Who is yours? Joke. Zhuang Yinzhou. Don't cling to my wife. I don't know when. Fu Jingxing arrived. He pulled Zhuang Yinzhou's hand away and turned to hold me in his arms. Don't scare our baby, wife. I heard what you said. And you were right. Zhao Gao. Just a eunuch. Yet he can still. Fu Jingxing's gaze was disdainful. Humph. Not even comparable to a eunuch. What kind of man are you? What's wrong? Don't you love your gentle and charming wife anymore? Fu Jingxing pointed at Shen Zhihui. Zhuang Yinzhou's eyes were fixed intently on Fu Jingxing, his gaze landing on the haggard woman. And he suddenly realized. It's you. It's you. You brought Shen Zhihui to my side. You. It's him. Ning Ning. He's the one who sent this woman to me. Fu Jingxing spread his hands. I wanted you to get to know her. But I did nothing. It's you, Zhuang Yinzhou, who has to support her. I patted Fu Jingxing's hand. I turned to look at Zhuang Yinzhou. So what if it's him? He didn't force you to support her. He didn't drag you into her bed. Don't come looking for me anymore. Did I ever tell you that I no longer love you? The divorce felt like a dream to Zhuang Yinzhou. Arriving too abruptly, he had no time to react before Hua Ruining vanished without a trace. He never expected to hear from her that she no longer loved him. It was him. He was the one who lost her. The man chuckled bitterly. He stood in a daze as he watched Fu Jingxing take her away. It was too cruel. That sentence was too cruel. He didn't hear it. 19. At my wedding with Fu Jingxing, Zhuang Yinzhou didn't come. He simply asked his childhood friend to deliver a document. He said that this division agreement was what he had prepared for the divorce. He gave me all the assets under his name. Ning Ning. All men are the same. I'm just waiting for Fu Jingxing to make the same mistake as I did. In the end, we are still husband and wife. He's dreaming. Fu Jingxing snatched the document and tossed it aside. I tugged on the man's tie and kissed his jealousy-filled eyes. The spring light is just right. The perfect night. 20. Fu Jingxing attended the wedding of Zhuang Yinzhou on behalf of the elder of the Fu family. Although he grew up in the port city, he left for the northern city early on, carving out a space for himself there. Old Master Fu was persistent, always hoping to have him return to inherit the family business. He thought, no matter where in the world, home could be anywhere, and there was no need for him to go back to the port city. At the wedding, he was bored. Holding a wine glass, the bride has appeared. The young master of the mansion has pursued the delicate flower for 4 years, expending much effort to finally embrace the beauty as his own. The wedding dress obscured her face, and in a hazy manner. He cast a light glance. It's indeed good-looking, but that's all I just good-looking. His deskmate sighed. Zhuang Gu is so lucky. He made a move at first sight, while others didn't even have the chance to act. He glanced sideways at Su Lan, Zhuang Yinzhou's childhood friend, but from his eyes, he saw a deep sense of envy and unwillingness. He contemptuously thought, how frivolous. The young master of the Su family still wants to be a playboy. The wedding dress was lifted, revealing the woman's face. The wine glass in his hand tilted, but he was completely unaware. Too sweet, both sweet and soft. Like a rose soaked in honey, she toasted with Zhuang Yinzhou. His hand trembling, the princess sneaked out in Roman holiday. For the first time, He wanted to echo Sulan's words. Lucky as hell, he thought. I'll just watch from afar. But Beiqing was too far away. So he returned to Gangqing. Grandpa was overjoyed. Thinking he was tired from drifting and had no idea it was because of a woman. Returning to Gangqing was still far. Too far from her. And he was unwilling to accept it. He deliberately maintained a relationship with Zhuang Yanzhou. But her eyes have never landed on him. It's not hard to figure out Zhuang Yanzhou's preferences. In the secret garden, Zhuang Yanzhou never cast a glance at the heavily made-up beauties. Yet he couldn't help but fix his gaze on gentle women. Qin Jiwei, a woman who found herself stranded in the port city. I can solve your troubles. 5 million. What do you want me to do? Nothing at all. Can you make soup? I can learn. The woman seized the opportunity. His visits to the secret garden increased, and he had the housekeeper deliver soup. Zhuang Yanzhou sighed, noting that Hua Runing had never cooked. He couldn't bear to let her, though he said this. A fleeting look of disappointment crossed his eyes. Pretend. Fu Jingxing sneered. The nanny was sick, and Qin Zhihui came. Zhuang Yanzhou saw it. A month later, Qin Zhihui left. He didn't ask her where she was going. He just had someone keep watch. Observing her being taken to Yuda Garden by Zhuang Yanzhou, he specifically bought the house across from hers. He knew that Hua Runing would need it, but he didn't really know why he was so certain. Hua Runing was too soft, too sweet, causing Zhuang Yanzhou and those around him to overlook the decisiveness and resolve within her nature. She was very devoted. When others loved her wholeheartedly, she reciprocated wholeheartedly. However, if others couldn't provide that, she would cut ties decisively. He liked her infatuation, but loved her lack of obsession. Someone wanted to buy his house and spoke her name. He was actually trembling, and she noticed. She finally noticed. He decisively transferred the title. At the time of the transfer, he couldn't help but sigh. No wonder she was the woman he had set his sights on. Even though he kept a close eye on her movements, he had no idea when she found out or how she calmly handled everything. The night she moved into that house, his car was parked downstairs. The morning sunlight spilled onto Zhuang Yanzhou's lifeless face. He knew that everything had settled down. On the night of the wedding, Hua Runing was exhausted and fell into a deep sleep. He stepped out the door. Zhuang Yanzhou was squatting at the entrance. You clearly know that I love him. Fu Jingxing. One should not toy with a friend's wife. Who is your friend? Fu Jingxing countered. Zhuang Yanzhou stood up. You merely took advantage of the situation. Fu Jingxing. You simply didn't get her. Men are all the same. I won't give up. I will keep waiting for her. Waiting for you to make a mistake. Waiting for her to return to my side. Then I wish you a pleasant wait. Fu Jingxing didn't want to bother with him anymore. Turning to close the door, the man behind was still persistent. Goodness is an inch high and evil is a foot high. It's not the thief we fear but the thief who remembers. Fu Jingxing. Don't get too proud. Fu Jingxing inhaled the scent of roses in the night air and smiled. It's not the thief we fear but the thief who remembers. He can't not know. 21. From the first moment Zhuang Yanzhou saw Hua Runing, he knew he wouldn't marry anyone but her. The sunlight draped over the girl's face, lively and vibrant like a peach, but her temperament was too spoiled, both delicate and noisy. After getting married, he gradually distanced himself. He thought to himself, to have another one who is gentle and obedient, to try the taste. Qin Jiwei, perceptive and considerate, is the kind of person he desires. He casually kept her in the Jade Capital Garden. He didn't think Hua Runing would know. He never got close to Qin Jiwei in public. The people around him kept their lips tight, and he felt quite satisfied. When he encountered her at the hospital, he appeared calm on the surface, but his palms were sweating. She didn't notice that he secretly breathed a sigh of relief. In the car, Qin Zhihui told her that she was pregnant. He thought indifferently, then let's just get rid of it. But when he lay in the blanket warmed by Shin Zhihui's body, he felt that letting this woman have the child wasn't such a bad idea after all. He had no idea that at that moment, Hua Ruining was contemplating how to leave him. He had never shared a kiss goodbye with Shin Zhihui at the door. But that morning, when he opened the door and looked into the careful and longing eyes of hers, he bowed his head. Just once, the door across the way opened. And he was still wondering when someone had moved in. The footsteps were light, like a cat, the morning breeze carrying a fragrance. It was the footsteps of Hua Ruining, a sound etched into his bones. Her scent lingered in his soul. He didn't dare to look back. He thought of nothing. He mechanically looked at Hua Ruining's pale and composed face, mechanically followed her down the stairs. He didn't know where she was going to drive the car. He thought, at this moment, it would be better if the earth were to be destroyed, so he wouldn't have to face her disappointment. But her hands did not tremble at all. She smoothly parked the car in front of the Civil Affairs Bureau. My Ning Ning, truly ruthless. It was irretrievable, his heart told him, and he let out a faint cold sneer. Then there was no turning back. Let her be, he signed. He showed off the divorce certificate. She left. He took Shin Zhihui with him, thinking to himself, that person of hers, she never backs down. She wouldn't be willing to lose to a woman. She will come back. She returned. But she was already married. He waited early at the airport, watching as she was surrounded by reporters. That night, he cut his wrist. It was only when he was rescued by the doctors that he realized Hua Ruining no longer belonged to him. He had long since become a living dead when she left. He had long stopped wanting to live. The delicate flower he had fallen for at first sight was taken away. Pot and all, he stubbornly told Fu Jingxing that he would wait. But he knew that even if one day, Fu Jingxing made a mistake like he did, Hua Ruining will only fall in love with another man and will not look back.